Welcome, New City fans, to New Cities with Omnius Prime. Episode 2, The Good, Bad, and Ugly. So here I am in my second city, and it's named Second City, and I managed to get up to 785,000. So let's turn the clock on, start letting traffic run. Now, as you can see, I'm sticking with my little 10 by 10 squares that I have split up into like 4 little sections here. Here I'm going to place the zoo once I get it unlocked. So I'm using the labels to help me figure out what I want to place where. Now, there was a science museum, so here's where I'm going to place the science museum since I won't hit 1 million in population, I won't get the science museum unlocked. I kind of hit a wall here. Ooh, there we go. Here's the blimp. I caught it on the intro going in. And then there's a little helicopter buzzing around. So, getting some nice sound effects there. And in the background there, you can see all lit up here is the new casino. And I've got some farmland here. There's some technical right here behind it. And as you can see, I still have plenty of space that I was going to fill in with residential or office or retail. Ooh. And here's something cute. Here's my remote teaching center. It's a mod that I made. And let's see, there was another new building that was in 58.6. It's right here. It's this Bifco Enterprises, which is going to cause some real serious negative land value and stuff. But supposedly what it's doing is it pays 10.7 million per year. And we've got a whole bunch of people inside. Now, one of the things is this thing is like really, really bad with pollution. But if we take a look at the pollution heat map, yeah, I don't have pollution. So as you can see, I have solved the pollution problem. And how did I do that, you might ask? With this spiffy little building right here called pollution control. Basically, like the remote teaching center, this was a mod that was in the that hideous, ugly vapor mod pack. So it was called the air purifier. So I renamed the building, cranked up the positive land value here to reduce pollution. Okay. And help it with growing some density. Once again, environment, reduce the pollution with a little bit of health. And there are 2 offices in here to add a little bit of extra financial. So it cost me 4.18 million a year, but well worth it. And there we go. Ooh, that's what I forgot to do. So I had 2 parks here and a 3rd park there, and it just was not getting the dirtiness out. But after placing pollution control here and pollution control there, I really cleaned up that mess. Pollution really got bad. Okay, here we go. Here's a marina. No one inside. Now that's kind of a jip. Because I would have thought that we would have had somebody inside here. Oh well. How about the public beach? Do we have anybody inside? Yeah, we don't have hardly anybody here. It's got 3 people working. So much for a public beach. And here's the little, whoopsie, waterfront amusement park that I wasn't able to build in my first city because it was on a flat map and no visitors. Speaking of visitors, where did my little school go to? I want to take a look at, yeah, here we go. What I wanted to check is, let's see who's inside. Well, looks like I got a whole bunch of, oh, I got 16 people here. Okay. But this is the whole idea was I didn't want students. So I didn't have it do students. It's got like 10,000 high school diplomas. And I've got 3 professors in here. So, but yeah, what I wanted was a school without. This is kind of like I was thinking of with the pandemic, the internet teaching and stuff. I figured this was like a pandemic-inspired building here. Oh, there's a little pollution control guy right next to it. Okay. So what I wanted was a school without students, so that it doesn't kind of create a health hazard or traffic hazard and stuff. And it seems to be doing really nice. And there's the Blimpo again. So let me move on and show you some other things. One of the things that I do not like is, let's see, a lot of these kind of like hotels, as you can see, they're flashy, but, you know, just too many of them. Now, I'm going to go back to an earlier version and show you this really nice mall that was done. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, now here is this really cool big shopping mall. And unfortunately, it doesn't last a long time. Ooh, boy, look at all those shops. Lots of shops. 225 shops. So this really should end up being like a high-end. Now, what's really cool is sometimes above this shopping mall, you'll see a blimp. So it has its own blimp like the stadium does. So here, this was a little bit earlier when it was only at the 10-year mark. Here, let's just get the clock running. Okay. And as you can see, there's still quite a few spaces where I haven't filled in yet. And there's the casino. Let's take a look here. Okay, so pollution here isn't too bad. Oh, okay, so yeah, I have placed my little pollution control in here. Let's take a look down here to see if, yep. So I think I do have, oh yeah, I do have one before I place the pollution control and then one afterwards. where you can see the effects of the pollution control, and they were considerable indeed. Here is my university area. Notice that I do this in a little bit different fashion here, just because of the size of the buildings. This can get to be very busy. Here we go. Looks like I've got a little traffic pile up here. And this was also underground train system that I have like later on in the show. But I really like these diamond shapes because I can put all kinds of cool stuff in here, like the ice rink, or here's a police station, a small park. Let's see, what other things have I got going here? Ooh, here's a Bionics Institute. This is another mod that I made from a mod that was in the Vapor mod pack, which is absolutely horrid. So I called this so I renamed the Bionics Lab a Bionics Institute, gave it some cool features here. And there's a school. But I find that it's a great place to put things like these pavilions that help to improve density. Here's the new ballpark. Much better looking now. It looks actually kind of like a little minor league ballpark or something. So pretty cool looking. And what do we have here? More, another inn. All this tourist garbage that they've gone overboard on. And I mean, yeah, the hotels look kind of cool and fancy, but I would rather have a better mix between those hotels and something like this. Ooh, there we go. There's the blimp. There's the blimp. Wow. Well, good catch there. And then one of these times I've got to try to catch this one and do an outro with the little blimp flying around. Let's see if we can't kind of get a side view here. So this one isn't as spiffy as the blimp for the stadium, but still, what I want to see is, what I'd rather have is direct placement, being able to directly place what I want to place where I want to place it, instead of this random garbage that the program forces upon us, where it picks where it's going to place buildings, and you get this, pathetic looking garbage like this where, all the buildings are kind of the same. Boring, boring, boring. What is that? That's a more retail, huh? But yeah, I'd like to see that, being in a couple of places, and then see some of those big, flashy hotels being in a couple of places. There. But I'm really, the more, I just love these little islands because, yeah, they're great places to put in here. Oh, what do I have here? That's a graduate school. Some things fit within like a one block here. Here we have the art museum. Okay. What do we have here? This is high-rises, mansion. So this is residential here. But so this is as you can see, this looks kind of dorky sitting out here. I've since discovered a different way. I was trying here to kind of make this, I have my little row of farms here along the bottom, and then what I was trying to do was do the parquet floor design up here. But then what I realized is what I want to do is everything is going to now be modular. So I'm going to switch out how I do this because I've decided that. Oh, let's see if I can. Here we go. Well, 20 minutes, not bad. So average travel time at 20 minutes is pretty good. And what was? Oh yeah, we don't have transit yet. So yeah, 20 minutes isn't bad. I mean, it was spiking up here. Before I laid in the transportation system at around 600 and some odd thousand, I was up to like over 4 hours for average travel time. As you can see, I've got like 24,000 open positions and 6.8 thousand unemployed. So I'm way off the mark as far as trying to match up unemployed and open positions. And it was like around 150,000 in population that I had it matched up pretty equal. And it took me until about 770,000 before I got back to parity again, to where I could actually zone some more business, agricultural and technical. So now let's go ahead. I think I'm going to end this segment, and I'm going to look at the pre-pollution and post-pollution saves that I did. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, so now we're back again, and here I wanted to show you, here is here's the pollution. You can see it's pretty bad here. There's industrial right here. And you can see some here, you can see some here. In the downtown areas, you can see that there's some pollution, and by the time I place them, about 50,000 people more. Let's go ahead, let's get that running. So you can see I had some pollution hot spots here. And you can see here, ooh, this is kind of really dirty, yeah. Yeah, so they're very good at making stuff that screws up the city. So I figured, yeah, I wanted something to tackle pollution control. Because if you tackle pollution control, you tackle the health problem too. Let's see, those are farms. Nope, maybe not. I guess that is some industry there, and then I could put some industry there. But yeah, it definitely made a big improvement. And then here's the blimp. What's really cool was that when I went in, I saw the blimp above the shopping mall, so I was able to. So wow, this is from 1958, so it's only like 325,000. I wish that we could make this go a little slower. But you can see right now it's pretty low level, nothing being built up, no real big skyscrapers and stuff yet. Okay, so I'm going to be back in a moment, and we'll take a look at the after I place the item. Okay, so now here is the post-pollution. As you can see, I'm almost at 400,000 here. So I've gained about 80,000 people in population. But as you can see, the pollution problem is gone right here. And around the whole city, there's a little bit right there that it was really kind of tough. And I'd probably go in here and, boy, don't you wish you had pollution control in your new cities? So let's take a look and see how that, and as you can see, that little pollution spot basically just kind of disappearing here. And that's why I love these little corners here, because you can see I can just place stuff where I want to now, um, and not mess up, the area here. But yeah, you can see how I definitely cleaned everything up here. And here I was using like a big park before. This was before I got the built the pollution control. So I really, really, really like that pollution control business. Let's see, look at the traffic for a moment. So you can kind of see right here the ant farm. You can see, boy, that's a very, very, very busy street right here. And of course, the university tends to get very packed. And like I said, this is before I do the underground train network, which will then greatly reduce my traffic. Also started expanding my streets here, turning these avenues into, they go north, south, and east, west, that are the connectors from avenues to boulevards. And then I was turning the streets into avenues just to speed traffic up more. But, so this was kind of like, before the pollution, that was bad. After pollution, this is good. Now I tell you what, I want to show you something truly ugly. So I'll be back in just a moment. Okay, this hideously disgusting view, this is my first city, and this is with the vapor mod pack turned on. And is it ugly, or is it ugly? Oh, I see. So I was kind of turned around. Now, one thing, so this is my first city, right? So one thing you can see is, look at all of this farm and technical that I built compared to city. And now what they did is they changed the density so that you need to spread out the residential more for and then they cut down the jobs or something. But I didn't have to build in my second city near as much as here. Now let's just take a look and see if look at my traffic here. Let's go there. Okay, and let's, do I have vehicles on the road? Only have 6. Okay, so looks like, now when I was running this before, it was like around 58,000, so they had like a ton of vehicles on the street here. So it doesn't look like it's doing that so bad. Now here's my my transit. Now what it did is it kind of really screwed up the colors on my transit lines. Just totally screwed them up. Yucky, yucky, yucky. And I really kind of rethought how I was doing the transit lines and stuff. Pollution, as you can see, is pretty bad. This was before I made my pollution control. I had the crime under control pretty much. But, and the education is looking good. But yeah, this was just kind of like, you know, I was a teenager in the 60s, and in the 70s I was in the Army and then went to college. And I did more than my fair share of psychedelics, LSD and the magic mushrooms. And all I can say is, this looks like crap. This looks ugly, ugly. Lone Pine says that he doesn't want to do fire because he doesn't want to do disaster. And yet, he's a hypocrite because look at this disaster, this dystopian disaster vapor mod pack nonsense that just, I mean, to play with this kind of color scheme is just, ugh, totally ugly. So, I just wanted to show you this hideous mod pack. I found that the mod packs are absolutely worthless. Um, they either don't do anything or they crash the program. So I just don't use mod packs. And I mean, oh yeah, and here, like I had 32 billion. But what it does is multiplies the money times 100. So now it's like I have, over $3 trillion. But enough of this ugly nonsense. Boy, and look at that FPS is only down to 12 or 13. Whew! Yeah, it's really kind of struggling. So I'll be back in a moment, and what I'm going to do is show you the future. Okay, now one thing that I haven't incorporated into my city yet was the highway system, and I was trying to figure out now how the heck am I going to do highways? Because we don't have rounded streets and stuff, it was kind of like, okay, now how am I going to connect up my highways to my streets and stuff like this? And then it kind of hit me that I can follow this example here, where what I'm doing is using a 10 by 10 square. Okay, so I'm keeping in a modular thing. There was a song back in the 70s called Tubular Bells, and now I'm thinking of kind of like modular bells. So beautiful, beautiful way this works. Now, as you can see, I've created bridges here that run across. Okay, I'm able to keep my freeways, my highways straight on the ground, except like right here, as you can see, it's kind of cool because now I'm going to be building in like 3 levels of transportation. Underground for trains, basically on the ground for most of my roads and stuff, and now I've got a little bit of above ground for these highway and freeway over ramps. And now if you want to see some really, and I was kind of wondering at first what I did was I started to connect from here across, and I was doing these 4-lane off-ramps, on-ramps, but they're only like 30 miles an hour. And so I was running a lot of 30 mph, for like 3 grid spaces. Then I realized, no, I could use this boulevard here at 45 and run it up the 2 hexes. And now I've got an off-ramp and then an on-ramp, boom, boom, boom. Now, what's beautiful about this, in these intersections, you won't see any stop signs, you won't see any traffic signals. Okay? Look at that. See, there's nothing. No traffic control. Okay? So no traffic control. So now, and here, same thing. No traffic control. So you can see, here comes the off-ramp straight into, boom, the boulevard here. And the boulevard is going out and on the on-ramp right there. All done without stop signs of any kind or stoplights. Now, this was really cool here. I read on the Discord that someone was complaining that there was no way to do on-ramps and off-ramps that were elevated. But then I discovered the shift key, and I discovered that, yes, I can do it. So what I've got is this little diamond here. So I've got traffic that can go from this lane over here going north, and come off, boom, and now it's heading west. Or that's heading east can come up, and now it's going to head north. I mean, so everything is just beautiful the way it all lines up nice. And as you can see, I could do a turn, nice simple turn right there. But let's come back here, and real quick, let me give you a little show and tell. So what I'm going to do is just do a real quick, whoops, don't want to go there. Try this again. Okay. Okay, so now if I wanted to do a bridge, let's come back here. Now what I'm doing is I'm doing 2 levels. So the Q key puts me up, the Z key brings me down. So when I'm doing like the Underground Railroad, then I'm doing it at like -1. But if I go with the elevation +2, the 2 Q keys, now what I want to do is the H key, because I want it to build pillars, which is right down here. That tells me to build bridge pillars, okay? So when I have the H key on, that viaduct is a pillar. If I don't, what it does is raises the ground up. So now, I want to build a bridge here. So what I'm going to do is go Shift, start here, go down 2. Now see how that little T, that shows that I'm connected. Okay, Shift, boom. Oh, wait, whoops. That's what I did. I messed it up here. Okay, let's try that again. I need to leave room here. Okay, so now I'm going to go Shift and down, boom. Whoopsie, I think I messed that one up too. Okay, let's try it again. Okay, so that's where so Shift down 2. Okay, Shift down 2. Now I can go Shift, and as you can see, boom, it connects it real nice. If I don't use the Shift key, see what it does is it'll start it up 2 levels. But when I use the Shift key, it connects it real nice. And if I wanted to say, let's say, go Shift, boom. Now as you can see, what it's doing is it's coming from the bridge part, the elevated part, and coming right on down into an off-ramp right into that street and stuff. So once I discovered the Shift key, then making bridges became just so much easier. So now for the future, what I'm planning on doing is incorporating the highway. Now I'm going to use the same map. I have a good seed for this kind of map right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two of these rows of squares here. Then I'm going to build highway. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create blocks. I'm going to go 6 by 6, and then build highway around it. Put another one in the center. So that what I want to do is I'm going to make like a 6 by 6 squares with the highway running around it, and then make like about 4 of them. So this way, what's going to happen is there'll be freeway running through the center of the city, north and south. And so what I'm hoping to do is incorporate the highway into the city, because now the city is expanding such that drive time can be a little bit. Let's see, I'm at 30 minutes here, which isn't bad, and I have like 9,000 vehicles on the road. And as you can see, there's my stadium, and there's the blimp. Man, I'm just catching it all over the place. Okay, well, I think that this is going to do it for this episode. I hope that you have enjoyed the episode, and as I'm kind of learning the game, you'll see that my zoning is going to improve. I also discovered that what I'm going to do is incorporate like well, let's see where I can find it. Like say a spot here with these 4 5x10s is make like farmland, 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 and then industrial, and then here's where my highway will be, and then hopefully it'll be kind of like I'll put it in a corner somewhere. So what I'm going to do is start breaking up, putting my farmland and technical kind of in near my residential and stuff. And then this way, instead of having one big area of agriculture and technical, I'm going to end up with areas, hopefully a little bit in each block, so I'm kind of spread it all out. I hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and that you'll want to see what I come up with for my next one, especially now that I have my layout kind of figured out. So yeah, I'll be doing the same map, but it's definitely going to look a little different once I incorporate my new ideas. So thanks for watching, and I hope that all of you have a good day and enjoy yourselves. And if you're playing New City, have fun with this early access game.